What was the problem she was suffering from, and what was the treatment given?
Okay.
So, just so that we don't have multiple follow-up questions and get to everybody, we just need to manage that slightly. But in terms of the problem she was suffering, so I think you are all aware of the sequence of events that she became short of breath at home and became very short of breath, and an ambulance was called and she was brought to hospital. And at that time, the working diagnosis was one of respiratory failure, most likely due to infection. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with the term sepsis, but sepsis is the term that we use to describe the body's response to a serious infection. Now, when you get an infection, a serious infection, it provokes an inflammatory response in the body. So even when you have removed the source of the infection, whether it's an abscess that you drain or something you treat with antibiotics, that process has to continue and burn itself out. And that process of sepsis can and does cause damage across all the different organs, depending how severe it is. And so the process at work here was an infection resulting in damage to organs and contributing to the shortness of breath that the Honourable late Chief Minister was suffering from. At that time, it wasn't entirely clear what the source of infection was. There were a number of possibilities. The chest and urine were two strong possibilities, but subsequent tests showed that there was indeed infection in her blood. So bacteria were grown from the blood, and that was where the infection was identified and resulted in her general poor condition. And so that was the underlying problem: sepsis, bacteria in the blood, and that infection ultimately also attached itself to her heart, a condition known as endocarditis.